After heartbreak in the League Cup, we turn to the other two competitions in which we can still win the Premier League and the Champions League. Hello there everyone, it is TIJ and welcome to episode 9 of our second season in Conquering the Euro on Football Manager 2019 with Liverpool. I always think that is a big mouthful to start the videos off with, but nonetheless, in today's 9th episode of the second season, we play away against Arsenal at the Emirates, at a wet Emirates it seems, on a cold Wednesday, March evening. And then we fast forward 6 days and go back to Anfield to play Inter Milan in our second leg of the Champions League tie. Now, in the last episode, as I hinted at in the intro, we lost the League Cup final against Spurs, which is on video. But we haven't lost a game since. We won it. We won against Newcastle a few days later. We wiped off the tears and we went back to Anfield and won that one 1-0. And then we've just drawn, unfortunately, the Merseyside derby. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth, to be honest, because we need all the points we can get at this point in the season. Origi scored another goal, as he did in the League Cup final. But unfortunately, Guendouzi, again, a former Arsenal player, got one back, and we couldn't fight back from there. That was a real disappointment, because as you can see, in the Premier League, it seems that the teams are starting to slip up a bit. If we win today, we're only 5 points off Manchester United. And just to comment, Man City have really bottled it. They've lost their, 2 of their last 3 Premier League games, losing 3-0 against Everton and 4 against Manchester United, meaning that they've gone from unbeaten to second in the table. They've had a hell of a lot of draws, more draws than us. That's, you can tell that they've had a lot of draws. But actually, apart from City, we've lost the least games in the Premier League this year. So, if we can keep our run going, in which it's a good run at the moment, if we'd have won that game against Everton, we could have gone into 3rd today with a win against Arsenal, which would have been fantastic. But if we win today, we can go into 5th, and obviously because, we don't have a game in hand, but we can go into 5th and make it 5 points between ourselves and Manchester United at the top of the table. So there's still a real chance that we can still win the Premier League, but it is going to be a tough ask because today we've got Arsenal in the Premier League. But today's team is changed a bit. We've gone with a 4-2-4 wide to facilitate for this game, with Alisson, Toure, Van Dijk, Gomez and Robertson at the back, Keita and Vinaldo in the middle, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Trincao on the wings, with Roberto Firmino and Divock Origi up front. We've had to make a little bit of rotational change purely just because some of our players are tired from the hectic schedule we've had. But hopefully now we're only in the 2 competitions, it's not going to be so hectic, and we can play a similar team every week. But obviously this game against Arsenal, it's a very pivotal one. Arsenal were very much the favourites to win this league. Not at the start, but they had a very good run under Antonio Conte, if I can get my words out, and they did really well. So I thought, oh, hey up, Arsenal will win this by a canter. But they did a little bit of a Man City where they lost 3 or 4 in about 6 games. And as we know with our poor run, especially this season and especially last season as well, losing a run of games can really affect your league, your run for the league. And to be fair, we haven't had that form where we've lost the games this year, I don't think necessarily. But we've drawn too many games. If, we'd have had drawn 3 of those games, we'd be nearly at the top of the table, which is amazing to think. But we need to be winning these games, which is something we're not doing at the moment. Florian Thauvin has put it in the back of the net for Arsenal. We're not even at 9 minutes in yet, and Arsenal have taken the lead here at the Emirates. We don't want to watch that one back. Hopefully, this highlight is a goal for us to get us straight back into the game. I don't want to lose today's game against Arsenal. Again, I'd take a draw, which is ironic, just as I kept saying that we've had too many. But of course, a point's better than none. But I'd love to get 3 if possible, and very close for Origi there, straight after the kick-off, which is good to see for us. But we did struggle against Everton last time out. I did feel like the balance of the game was going to Everton, a little bit like it was in the League Cup final. But hopefully we get back into this game. It'd be nice to get back into this game nice and quickly, and hopefully Arsenal don't make it 2-0. But from the looks of this highlight, it could well be 2-0 Arsenal. A poor clearance from Robertson leads to an Ozil ball, which goes into the back of the net. And I just felt this might happen. I thought, we could lose today's game. And we're being torn apart by Arsenal. And hopefully, unless we do something now, we're going to be beaten by quite a bit. Chamberlain to Firmino in the box, but they just get it straight out. But Van Dijk gets it. Good stuff from Vinaldo to win that ball ahead of Ozil. Chamberlain, can we get one back? That would be really crucial at this point in the game. Toure to Keita. Naby Keita still to Origi to Firmino. Just wide from Firmino. Really tough, actually, that was. Firmino and Origi have had 2 good shots, but just wide of the target, unfortunately for them. Van Dijk then to Chamberlain. Keita, another good attack. This is good to see. Good ball through from Vinaldo, but none of the strikers were really clocking onto it. I'm just checking my on key highlights because we're getting a lot of dual highlights here, but hopefully this should be a highlight where we put it in the back of the net. Trincao, a lovely ball up to Firmino's 1-on-1 with Czech. Firmino puts it in the back of the net. Get in there. His 13th goal of the season. We're not going to tell the lads anything because we can't. But we've got the 1 goal back. We've had 3 shots. It's our first shot on target and our first shot in the back of the net. And hopefully this is our quick second just to put us straight back into the game. Because of course, I always say, when a team's got a 1 goal advantage, the next goal is always crucial. Lovely ball from Van Dijk, but nothing quite coming of it. And this could be a Gunners goal. No, Van Dijk can't get there. Come on, Robertson, run after Thiaven. This could be 3-1. Thiaven into the box for Ozil. Oh, fair play, Gomez. Lovely ball out. If in doubt, kick it out. That's exactly what Gomez did there. We've had quite a few highlights, though, so far. It's been quite a hectic game. Hopefully, it's not an Arsenal goal, but it might well be. Ozil to Pedro. Through to Lacazette. Van Dijk can't stop him, but lovely from Vinal just to charge through and do well there. Lovely lofted pass to Trincao, but didn't quite do anything in the end there, fortunately. Well, unfortunately for us, fortunately for them. But unfortunately for us, this could be a goal for Arsenal, and it is. Arsenal have regained their 2-goal advantage. And it seems they're just better than us. Their passing is better than us. They're doing better than us, and I think if we lose this one, this could be the end of our chase for the league. Because 8 points in 9 games might be a tricky task, but obviously if it was 5 points, that makes it a hell of a lot easier. And I always think a 1 loss does dent your progress a lot of the time, and this could be another Arsenal goal here, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. But does a change of tactic here really change things? I don't think so. We've got to score at least 3 now to get back into this game. It might even be 4 now if Arsenal get another goal. And it has to say that our defensive record has been very poor here, but we can't even win the ball back. Lucas on the edge of the box. Actually, we have won the ball back. Credit to the players there. Can we get one back? Firmino to Wijnaldum. Lovely ball through to Origi. Can we do anything here? 1-on-1 again with the keeper. Just wide. Well, not just wide, but a very poor shot in the end from Divock Origi. Have we got a 4-2-3-1 formation? We haven't. So we're going to change here to a 4-2-3-1. Obviously put Firmino in the centre attacking midfield position. That makes more sense to me. Advanced playmaker. You as a box-to-box. Trincao as a winger because he wants to be a winger. And then Origi as an advanced forward. That makes more sense to me. And if we want to change here, potentially distribute over the opposition defence. And just get on with it, basically. We need to get a goal back before half-time. That's the aim. And even though we're dropping a striker back, that seems really stupid. It would hopefully not give us some more defensive prowess, but hopefully short the defence a little bit. And hopefully make our chances and the balls we're getting up a little bit better in terms of conversion rates. But a good nod forward from Toure to Chamberlain. Chamberlain to Firmino. Good ball up to Origi. Now not his striking partner, but in fact just a team player. But the only disadvantage with that is, as you can see, Origi struggled a little bit on the box by himself. But Firmino can still get a goal in, of course. There's nothing stopping him doing that. But Mangala through to Pedro. Number 38, Toure should be more on that. But good stuff from Gomez to head it back forward to Keita. I feel like a goal might be coming at some point. It's just a matter of time for us. Trincao into the box for Origi. He shoots and it's in. A lovely goal from Divock Origi. And it's nice to see him. Now he's come back off his loan from Sporting Lisbon and has done really well there. It took him a few games to get back into the Premier League swing, but he has scored his 2nd goal in a matter of games to put us back into this game. And unbelievably, we're not even 40 minutes in here at the Emirates, and it's been a really exciting game so far. Not the best for me to watch because it does get me a bit panicky, but there's only 1 goal in it now. It'd be brilliant to get that one before half-time, but I don't see it. But we are at half-time, and that's a nice and manageable deficit. I'm a little bit disappointed with the deficit in terms of our possession. But if we're playing that sort of Route 1 football, then that is to be expected, I suppose. We're going to go with a little bit more less direct passing, beg your pardon. Bit wider on the attacking front, and maybe distribute to the playmaker. I don't particularly want to be losing the ball as often as we are, because our pass completion rate at 64% is pretty shoddy. And we want to make sure we're completing more of those passes. I know it might limit our chances a little bit, but limiting our chances will limit Arsenal's chances, if that makes any sense as well, because we'll be limited the amount of balls they get. But saying that, straight after half-time, we're going to have a chance here. Wijnaldum, out wide to Toure. Can we get a ball in the box? Not quite. We're going to tell the players to get creative, because an early second-half goal would be brilliant, just to give us the momentum to potentially go and get a win. Coming from 3-1 down, and of course 2-0 down, to get a win would be absolutely fantastic. But we don't want to look ahead of ourselves just yet. We're 60 minutes in here, and unfortunately, after half-time, not a whole lot's happened, but we do have a highlight within about 20 minutes of the half-time whistle blowing now. So this is all good. Robertson to Gomez. We're all good at the moment. We're still on the ball. Gomez, good ball to Wijnaldum. This is nice. It's direct, but it's not stupid. I just said that. I had to jinx it, didn't I? I've lost the ball. Oh, dear. But Van Dijk back on the ball. Now we can build up again. Keita, hopefully we keep the ball this time. Nice stuff to Trincao. It's direct, but we're not losing the ball. I like that. Trincao runs through. Can he get a hat-trick of assists? Through to Chamberlain! Oh, it's a bloody free kick. Origi had to push the defender. It could have been good there. Right, we're going to bring Goetze on for Firmino. Give him a chance up there. And we're going to bring Balotelli on for Origi. I know that... Actually, no, we're not. We're not going to bring Balotelli on just yet. We'll bring Gnabry on for Trincao. And then I think potentially within 5 or 10 minutes, if we don't do anything, then we will bring Balotelli on to see if he can change the game. But it'd be a shame if we'd walked away with nothing from this Arsenal game. But we are the draw specialists, so it's not all over yet, I suppose. But 15 minutes to go. Can we get anything out of it? Some quite poor average rates, I have to say, from the players today. We are going to have to go back to our typical boot up the pitch sort of thing. But at the end of the day, we're going for a win, so that makes complete sense. But we've got 10 minutes to go. We are going to bring Balotelli on now as a complete... Actually, no, just keep on as advanced forward. Put you on automatic. It's not going to make a hell of a difference, but you never know, it might do. Right, 8 minutes left. We've got a highlight. That's not the best of balls there from Gnabry. That's the risk when you're going, route one. It gives the ball to the opposition more, which lets them in and potentially might give Arsenal a 2-goal advantage. It's obviously not what we want, and we'll definitely finish the game off, I'd say. But we can't really be patient at this point. We've only got 8 minutes left, and we've got to just risk conceding another goal in the hope that we will get a chance to get a goal ourselves. That's the way I always think of it. But Pedro on the ball, but it's just over the bar. So Arsenal don't score there, and that could have been a chance to wrap up the game. But we've got 5 minutes left. Will we do anything now? I don't think we will. We're going to go on very attacking, just to see if we can get anything. We're going to tell the players we demand more from them. We would love a point here, but it all happened in the first half, to be honest. We haven't had a goal since the 39th minute, which is really hard to believe, considering we had 4 before that. But hopefully this could be a last-minute goal, but depending on and looking at how the FM highlight system works, I'm very much doubting that it will be a goal, but I suppose you never know. Wijnaldum, that's definitely not going to be a goal now. Toure just completely switched off, and it looks like we're going to lose for only the 5th time this season. That's not a bad record, to be honest, to only lose 5 times, but because we're 8 points off the top of the Premier League now, I think unless we go and win all of our games, I don't really see it happening. I mean, there's probably 3 wins in that, isn't it? We're not going to win all 8 games, even if we win 7. We are relying on the teams dropping quite a few points. Going to go and play against Brighton then off camera and hopefully pick up an easy 3 points there. And then go back to Anfield and hopefully qualify for the second knockout round, which I think is basically the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. Yeah, enough said. League chances are over. So now let's focus on the Inter Milan game. Basically, in plain speech, we need to avoid Inter scoring 2 today. If they score less than 2, we go through to the next round. Simple as. We've gone back to the 4-3-2-1, and we've gone back to some of the tactical alterations that seem to work in our winning run, I suppose you can say. And we played Milner today, a player who hasn't played for a while, but apparently he's got trust in the manager again, so I thought, fair enough, he can get back into the team. And to be fair, there's not really much other choice, because we've got a hell of a lot of injuries at the moment. So we've got Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Robertson, and Neer at the back. Milner, Henderson, and Wijnaldum make up midfield 3. Salah and Gnabry on the wings, with Firmino up front for today's match. But I think that's an important one. It's a brand new match. Let's go and win it. We've changed some of the stuff. So you might, well, I'll say stuff as is I've got no knowledge. And again, it's gone to the blooming fastest key speed, I must admit. It's because I do play on the fastest speed when I'm not recording. So admittedly, that's my fault. But it is a little bit annoying when I keep forgetting to change it at the start of matches. But luckily, nothing happened there. And we didn't miss anything. But I can't remember what I was saying there. Yeah, we made a few changes to the tactics in terms of passing intensity and how far we're passing, etc., etc. And hopefully that should work. And we're playing some nice fluid football in the first few minutes. And Milner has a quick shot. And blimey, that could have been a very early goal. A very eerie goal. It wasn't a very eerie goal. It could have been a very early goal. It was just off the top of the bar there for Milner. But it's good to see us having some good first chances. It looks like a more positive way that we're playing football rather than just hoofing up the pitch. And hopefully we can stick to this manner of football and hopefully get an early goal, which very much escape any worries of the away goal rule, which Inter Milan may benefit from, obviously being away here at Liverpool. But we scored 3 away from home, so we've not really got much to worry about. Obviously, if they score 2 and we draw, but no, not draw, but in terms of draw on aggregate, then again we get through on goal, not on goal, if some sort of away goals. But in simple terms, as long as we avoid them scoring 2. We should theoretically be going through. But a lovely ball from Salah to Firmino and very nearly a goal. So if we avoid them scoring 2, there's no chance of the away goal thing being broken. And obviously if they only score 1, then obviously, even if it's 1-0, we'll go through on away goal. So all that you guys need to worry about until the inevitable happens and we concede about 5, we don't, well, if we concede less than 2, I'm a very happy bunny and we get through to the next round, which I'm very fearful of because I have looked at some of the teams in the next round. You should probably expect to be the Champions League, but your Barcelona's, your Real Madrids, they're all there. But a good tackle from Alexander-Arnold. Oh, not really good reactions though from Firmino. A bit sloppy still, and our passing is still not really good enough. But nonetheless, we could have a chance here. Ronaldo, lovely ball through to Firmino. Can he take advantage? He's in the box, takes a touch and shoots, but again, it's just straight at the goalkeeper. And I think that's what we do need. I've had a few people comment on it, and I think I'm willing to spend the money this summer on somebody who can score 20-25 goals a season, because we've had Firmino scoring 10-15, we've had Origi scoring 5, we've had Balotelli scoring 10 or 12. They're good goals, but it's too spread. We're on a striker who scores every single game. We want someone who's consistent, and I don't even think Firmino has got that consistency, unfortunately. But Robertson on the wing, puts it into Firmino. I'll just say that Firmino's just scored his 14th of the season, but for a player who should be scoring 20 or 25, possibly that's not really enough. But saying that, actually, he has been out for a while, so we might be crediting Firmino a little bit too harshly with how he's got on this season. But it looks like we're dominating Inter. It looks like they've given up, to be honest, already. They've had less possession than us, which is very irregular. And they've had no shots yet. So it seems that we're not dominating Inter. You know, we can't count our chickens just yet. But it seems like we have got the upper hand in this game, which is brilliant because it gives a little bit less stress. Yeah, as you can see, the game against Brighton didn't go too well. 3-3. And to be honest, the Premier League, it's just over now. We're going to struggle to even finish in the top 4, which makes it quite a poor season. But I suppose if we get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, maybe even the semi-finals, who knows where we'll go in the Champions League. But some success in the Champions League is definitely needed just to make sure we keep our job if we don't quite conform to the Premier League standards of qualifying for the Champions League by the league. But I'd like to, because I don't think we'll get to the Champions League final. Lovely ball through to Firmino again, and that's his second of the game, 15 minutes in. And to be honest, I think this game is all but over. Inter need to score 3 now, and it goes to extra time. They effectively need to score 4 to get into this game. And even if they score 2 now, it doesn't matter, because obviously we've had more goals than them outright. But a very good start to the game, very pleasing start, seeing our striker score. We've had some problems with strikers. I've heard quite a few YouTubers and Football Manager players have had quite a bit of struggle with getting their strikers to really fire on all cylinders this year. But Firmino started with 2, and that is brilliant, and possibly we could get a third here. Salah into the box to Firmino again, very nearly a hat-trick for Firmino, and it seems that the tactical changes I've made are working. Whilst the game's loading, oh, we won't, but I'll just quickly flick through what we've done here. We're a bit more gone back to basic strategy. Now hoofing up the pitch, a bit more direct. And it does that when you click play. But yeah, a bit more back to basics. Nothing stupid. And it seems to be working for the moment. Lovely ball from Wijnaldum to Firmino again. Firmino unfortunately loses, but back to Salah. Salah into the box. Alexander-Arnold, Wijnaldum. Can we get anything off it? Wijnaldum back to Henderson. But we actually have a shot at some point. Milner on the edge of the box to Salah. Have a shot, son. Into Firmino, and nothing comes off it. But it seems that having that ability to pass into space while not hoofing it up does well, as we've just proven with the likes of Wijnaldum there. Doing really well, passing that ball into space in Firmino. In the end of the day, it didn't work, but it was a pass that worked, as in it didn't threaten us in terms of a counter-attack for Inter, which is good. But I have to say, oh, that's poor from Robertson. That could lead to an away goal for them, but luckily it's the wrong side of the post for Politano. I'd like to get a team like Lyon in the next round. I'm not saying that because, well, they're not a Barcelona, but it does put a little bit less pressure on. And if we get someone like Barcelona, I don't think it's going to work. But I guess to win this competition, we are going to have to take on the best of the best. But just a reminder that if we do win the Champions League, we can win 5 Champions Leagues here. But unless we win the domestic league of the club, so Liverpool, we will not achieve our aim in conquering the Euro of winning our first one, if you like, our first league. I'm sure I've just got a message I'm really confused by, so ignore that. Well, you will, because you won't see it, but nonetheless, I've completely forgot my train of thought now. That's why you don't have notifications on in the background. That's a good hint. But a lovely ball from Alisson to Gnabry and Robertson overlapping on that left-hand side. Can we get our third goal? Then I'll talk about something. I think it's come back to me now. Robertson into the box for Milner, and Milner very nearly got to our third. Salah a bit bobbling around the pitch, not really doing a hell of a lot there. But what I was going to say is, we do have to take on the likes of these Barcelonas. If we don't win our domestic league, then we don't win our first league in conquering the Euro. But we can get to any club in the Premier League and do that. We can get to any club in the world. As long as we win 5 leagues in Europe, not in the world, sorry, in Europe. As long as we're in 5 leagues in Europe, I've made the rules very vague, not that we exploit them, but so that, you know, if anything does happen and, well, not that anything does happen, in fact, but if we, I guess, we've plumbly took the wrong one off, but if, say, you know, there's someone moaning in the comments, well, you haven't done this, you know, I can point them back and say, well, the rules weren't too explicit, but we're not going to cheat or anything, we're not going to do anything like that. But we will bring Firmino off now, you know, he's going to be a bit tired, so we'll bring Balotelli on for a last gaps, but it looks like we're going to qualify for the Champions League quarter-final, which is a hell of a lot better than we did last year. So that's an achievement within itself. We didn't even get out of the groups last year. But we can get a last goal, potentially. Gnabry to Salah. Salah into Henderson. And Henderson, captain fantastic, and very nearly gets the goal. We're going to get to the fastest match speed now, because the game is all but over. I don't see Inter Milan scoring 3 or 4 in the next 5 minutes. I apologise if it hurts your eyes. It does with me a little bit too, but you know, the game's over now. We've qualified. It was fairly simple in the end, and it's nice. I was about to thought we jinxed ourselves, but it's nice to have a clean sheet, and we are in now to the Champions League quarter-final. I will stay with you, though, for a minute, because we do have the Champions League quarter-final draw in a few days, so actually I will cut off a minute, and then I'll come back straight away when it is the Champions League draw. Right, here we go then. Champions League quarter-final draw. One of the big teams that's not in there is Real Madrid. When did they get knocked out? Did they get knocked out in the group again? They did. Second year running, they got knocked out in the group by Milan and Bayern Munich. Blimey. So the 7 other teams, we obviously know that we're in there. We're not fig. But we've got Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Man City, Barca, Juventus, Lyon and PSG. So probably Lyon is by far the best one. But we're not going to get an easy draw here, I can tell you. We're first out of the pot and we're playing against Man City. It's a domestic tie. I did say in a press conference that I fancied Man City. It's an all-domestic tie for PSG and Lyon as well. And it seems that it's an all-domestic tie for Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. So quite possible, well, there'll definitely be an English team, a French team and a Spanish team in the final. But will it be 2 English teams or an English team and an Italian team? That would be very interesting. But we've got United City, so that'll be on the 8th of April. And we'll play that game. Ooh, we're going to have to play the second leg, but that Manchester United game does interest me as well. So, we've reached the board objective to get to the Champions League quarter-final. How much further can we go? If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like, comment on the video and subscribe, and make sure to hit all the end screen elements if you fancy watching any more of the content right now. But until the next time, folks, thank you very much for watching and for your constant support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.